Hello, welcome all of you here once again from my side. And after Diwali, in India, we have multiple festivals. We have one of the most, the Chhat Puja. On that occasion, we have this offer, Chhat Puja special, ending 28th of October, that is tomorrow. One can use the code FEST, F-E-S-T, and grab flat 2 times validity and 40% off on SSC or railway subscriptions for test series, for previous year papers, for the batches, the current and the upcoming ones. Do check before you grab any subscription. I repeat, using the code FEST. And something as a teacher I would love to state, as a teacher I finished tests quite quickly. I took the first one quite lightly and couldn't finish that in time. Today also I thought I'll be finishing it in 20 minutes. I could not. RCs take time, a lot of time. And Oliveboard, in my opinion, I'm not feeding back like I'm a part of Oliveboard, but doing fabulous job in creating such mocks which are highly, what should I say, relevant first of all, and engaging. You must use your mind. They don't have those despite of and such casual. I had to miss my RCs today. Sorry, but let's start the session without any delay. Taking it forward, I'll solve RCs as we did on the very first day, live with you. The rest of those I finished, and taking it lightly, or did look here, you go ahead. Need not say anything. Welcome all of you. Let's start the session. I hope it must be clear now. Welcome SR, welcome Wrinkle, Nancy, Jajanendra, Vaishnavi, Neha, Isha, Gunjan, Radhe Radhe, Bubbly, good evening. Let's start. Go ahead. I made a mistake here. I didn't read the other options. Haste makes waste. Help the underprivileged children. Imperative statement starting with a V1. Let the children be helped. Done. Went ahead. Later on I realized that was wrong. Why? That should have been, but remember, the most appropriate choice. Shut the door. Let it be done. Inform him. Let him be informed. Okay. No, Vaishnavi. Advise doesn't take an ing. You are advised to go there. You are ordered to go there. You are requested to go there. So advise word is correct, but grammatically it takes an infinitive, not a gerund or participle. No, impossible. No, 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 no. So the correct variation will be help the underprivileged children. Remember that, help the poor. Not let the poor be helped. The poor should be helped. So the same suggestion, help them, they should be helped, is a better choice. Moving ahead. Misspelled one. Obviously not that difficult that we should take time for this. Benevolent from banner, beneficial, helpful is all correct. Benevolent, malevolent. Exhilarate is all correct. Happy feeling. Gregarious, living in herds, to gather, from grex, congress, congregation, gregarious, egregious, out of that herd. Commitment doesn't have double T. Commitment, single T. So that's the misspelled one. Elimination. It doesn't have options like nomad. Leo. Exactly. Eliminate. I did not know this word, to be honest, but inundate is to overwhelm or flood, just like feelings, responses, overwhelming response. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Inundating, flooding. Vex is to annoy. That's a vexed or vexing question. Relegate, like delegate, to, what should I say, demote to a lower rank or position, not promote, demote. So these three cannot be wandering from place to place. That must be the answer. Peregrinate, you remember, I'll remember, wandering from place to place on foot specifically. Nomads are not on foot. Okay, I will solve this. No, I answered this because of vocabulary, leaving one question. Okay, let's solve passages live as we did on the very first day. In Scotland, there once lived a poor shepherd whose name was James Hogg. His father and grandfather and great grandfather had all been shepherds. It was his business to take care of the sheep which belonged to a rich landholder by someone. Sometimes he had several hundreds of lambs to look after. He drove these to the pastures on the hills and watched them day by day while they fed on the short green grass. He had a dog which he called Sarah. This dog helped him watch the sheep. He would drive them from place to place as his master wished. Sometimes he would take care of the whole flock while the shepherd was resting or eating his dinner. One dark night, James Hogg was on the hilltop with a flock of 700 lambs. The dog was with him. Suddenly a storm came up. There was thunder and lightning. The wind blew hard. Rain poured. The poor lambs were frightened. Shepherd and his dog could not keep them together. Some of them ran towards the east, west, south. The shepherd soon lost sight of them in the darkness. With his lighted lantern in his hand, he went up and down the rough hills calling for his lambs. Two or three other shepherds joined him in the search. All night long they sought for the lambs. Morning came, they still sought. They looked as they thought, in every place where the lambs might have taken shelter. At last James Hogg said, "It's of no use. All we can do is to go home and tell the master that we have lost his whole flock." They had walked a mile or two towards home when they came to the edge of a narrow and deep ravine. They looked down at the bottom and they saw some lambs huddled together among the rocks, and there was the dog standing guard over them and looking all around for help. "These must be the lambs that rushed off towards the south," said James Hogg. Story? Okay. What is the best meaning of the word huddle used in the sentence? You can see here. Quick. Good evening, brother. Huddled together. You can eliminate. Quick. Scattered. How can scattered be together? Together must be in a group. Gathered for warmth or protection. Fine, towards the rocks, no objection. Moving swiftly, but they were huddled together among the rocks. No, shouldn't be moving. Or you can't say different directions because it takes together. Standing tall and alert in a single line. Together. Some of them ran towards the east, some towards the west, and some towards the south. Is a Gem IQ Unity. Good evening, respect, and sorry from my side. How's everything going on? Thank you for your maturity. Hello everyone, we gotta be quick. No, it's not complex because it has fanboys conjunctions. Some ran towards the east is a complete sentence. Some ran towards the west is a complete sentence, not dependent on the previous one. Some ran towards the south is a complete sentence, not dependent on the previous sentences. So that should be a compound sentence with three sentences joined with the coordinating conjunction and no subordinating conjunction here. Some going there, some going there, and some going there. Compound. For a complex, some subordinating conjunction would have been there. What type of a adverb is the word once upon a time in? All well, thank you. Chivalrous, it had different subjects. Some towards the west, some towards the south. So had to consider them as subjects. Chivalrous, thank you for the maturity. Let me discuss, because that's not easy. You've been a regular student here or there, so I can explain. Remember, sometimes we skip verbs to simplify. You are smart, so am I. He does this, so do I. Remember? And that way also, one of the best sentences I remember that popped up in my mind right now also. He is dancing and she singing is all correct. Because in the same sentence, you can skip the same verb if it can be. Feel this again. One of the standard lines in English. Both optimists, pessimists contribute to the society. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to the society. See, the optimists invented the aeroplane. Optimist subject invented verb, aeroplane object. The pessimists, the parachute. I hope we have discussed this before in any class. When I came across this sentence as a student for the first time, I also thought of the same. Where is the main verb in the second sentence? Two nouns together. The pessimists, the parachute. What about the main verb here? Later on realized that main verb can be satisfied if it belongs to the same sentence. In the next sentence, we can't avoid that repetition. Within the same sentence, we can. So same happening here. Some ran towards the east. Some ran towards the west. Some ran towards the south. So they have three sentences, three finite verbs. Since they are the same, we can skip. Doubts welcome. Quick. Wrinkle, thank you. Once upon a time, I was there in Mumbai. Is not defining frequency because it didn't happen again and again and again. In Scotland, there once lived a poor. Once upon a time. Adverb of time. Welcome, Saloni. Good evening. Okay. Which of the following statements is correct? He was a wealthy, whoa, first line, poor shepherd, not a wealthy shepherd. Sirrah, the shepherd's dog, abandoned the flock during the storm. Okay. James Hogg's family has been shepherd for generations. Quick. No. You are asked which of these is correct. James Hogg was a wealthy landowner. No. Poor shepherd whose name was James Hogg. He was poor. Sirrah, the shepherd's dog, abandoned. That means the dog abandoned the flock. The dog took away the flock. No, it is not mentioned. The dog was there with the flock. He did not take away the flock. Okay, James Hogg's family had been shepherds for generations before him. I think something such, grandfather, yes. His father, grandfather, great-grandfather had all been shepherds. Yep. We arrived at the conclusion that the project is feasible and project should be no. You don't deal a situation that's passive, you deal with a situation. That is, by the way, grammatically wrong. We don't prepare a project, we consider a project and work on that. We don't perform, that's not an action that can be performed, but yes, I think this project is feasible, this is correct, let's do this. Can be followed, can be pursued that way, can be implemented, not performed. Pursue, the most appropriate choice here. I repeat, projects can be prepared, no objection, but you have already said this is feasible, so should be prepared. No, 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 not that appropriate. Not wrong, but not that appropriate. We deal with a problem or a project. We perform an action, not a project. So perform is wrong, deal is wrong, deal with could have been correct. Now prepare, it's not food, we should prepare a project. We should follow the project and implement it then, that way. Just one option can help you eliminate. No, no, no. I won't say overall health. I would say fingernails and toenails helped only one predecessor of mine, one forefather of mine. General, are you talking about the army general or the adjective general? What? That's an adjective. Drop it. Just one, or my or your ancestors, predecessors, forefathers. Done. Just one statement talks about ancestors. All of them, not just one. That's not a specific statement for me or you or any one specific. Done. Need not check what will be there for the next filler. Done. Doubts welcome. Such a sentence was also there back in 2022 or 23. Tier 2, I remember, maybe in CHSL or CGL, quite similar. The first option had a plural noun, the rest of those singular. Done. Elimination. Thank you. Quick, I have a class at 7. Exactly. When you say requested, I see please. Done. Done. But still, let me check, as I made a mistake in the first one. Haste makes waste. Give me a quiet room for the night is not a request. Can you give me a quiet room is not request. Could have been a possibility for politeness. No, can doesn't define that politeness. I want a room for the night is assertive statement. That was imperative. Please give me, he requested. Elimination. No, 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 Leo. No, 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 no. This is the noun form of sober, not drunk. Not drunk. So, intoxication is drunk, intoxicated, usually by alcohol. Both these mean the same, so they'll be antonyms. They mean the same. In abbreviation, intoxication, usually by alcohol. Done. Trenchant is something which is severe or harsh in its intensity or impact, is not at all related to the word. Hello everyone here. Don't you know the word abstain from? No, no, I don't drink. No, 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 I don't drink. Abstain from, refrain from, and that's the noun form of abstain. Abstinence. No, I don't drink. Sober. That's it. Synonym. Hmm. You must be intoxicated. That was clever. I had to think twice before answering this. She was a beautiful and clever woman and constantly went back to see her mother after her marriage. After a girl's marriage, she stays away from her mother's house, but she constantly went back to see her mother and cheer her in her blank space. If that's already delight, if she's already happy, how would she cheer her in her happiness? Happiness already is there. No. Lonely is an adjective. You need a noun here as after this adjective or the object of the preposition. Drop it. Tendency to do what? Tendency doesn't define that we need someone to cheer us up. But yes, solitude after her marriage, her mother became alone. So she frequently came back to cheer her in her solitude. Alone. She was all alone. My camera went off. Changing battery in 5 seconds. Okay. Next. Manish. Camera is all fine. It's all about the battery, which needs to be changed because in a day there are 7, 8 classes. Should have informed before the start of Big Billion Days or Great Festival Sale of Amazon. Could have thought. Not now. Okay, quick. That's so easy to answer. Hello? Hello? Vaishnavi. He promised next month I will be, he would be. Artist promised next month she would be. Okay, no problem. Fine. She will be. In the past tense, you can't have will. She would have been. It's not future perfect tense. And I would be. In the indirect narration, who will say I would be? Done. Probably seconds to answer this. Pusillanimous from word power made easy. faint-hearted, chicken-hearted. See, pusillanimous is petty, P-E-T-T-Y, thinking about those minute details and all. Cowardly, synonym. Timid, synonym. Chicken-hearted, faint-hearted, synonym. Brave, out of elimination, the only 9 seconds. Thank you. The only option. 5 seconds probably. Yes, sometimes these 9 seconds and 5 seconds cost us, as it did in the first one. So you take care of that in the actual examinations. Isha, done. Could the files, did. How can could be did? How can could be was? How can could be can? This is not narration. Let's go. Obsequious, sequel, sequence, obsequious. Come on. If you do not know this, obsequious, yes sir, yes sir. After you sir, yes sir. Sure, sure, sure. Remember sequel, sequence, following comes after the first one. Bahubali 1, Bahubali 2. Sequel. Coming after. Following. Yes sir, yes sir. Submissive. Sure sir. Servile. Fawn. Just like a cub, pet of any cow, dog. They follow their mother. So they mean the same. Assertive. In your own opinion, I will not go there. That means I will not go there. The only antonym. Submissive, following. Servile, following. Fawning, following. Assertive. No, no. If I say this, I'll do this. I won't follow anyone. I take my own point. Pettifogger. The same word. Petty. P-E-T-T-Y. Petty issues. Okay. Pettifogger, the person who crafts miniature sculptures, maybe. Lawyer of dubious ethics, who quibbles over those trivial matters, maybe. Collector of antique coins. Petty doesn't define antique. Fog generate, come on, idioms don't have their literal words. Either the first one or the second one. Pettifogger. It seems to me doer. Remember, the lawyer who quibbles over those petty issues. Tiny. Trivial. Yes, Manish. Absolutely. Guarantee. I think we remember the spelling is not G-A-U, guarantee. It's guaranteed. This one. No. No. Okay. Solving live before you. You and I. Without access to clean water, life is unhealthy, unbearable. Successive governments, both at the center and in states, have worked over the years to provide clean water to rural communities, but experience shows that even as water supply has reached villages, even as that, the number of villages that have again fallen to the unreached category has grown. This zero sum game is because water supply is not only about building pipes but also ensuring the sustainability of the source of the supply water system. Meaning, even if water supply has reached the village, the built and delivered infra breaks down if the source dries up or get contaminated. The key challenge then is to ensure sustainability of the water supply system, particularly the source of water supply. Government of India's ambitious and much needed Jal Jeevan mission recognizes this fundamental flaw and stresses that its objective is sustainability so that water continues to flow through the pipes to the taps. In this way, JJM's most important objective is to provide a functional tap in every home, and not just the provision of the tap. This requires focus on improving the durability of water assets. This requires focus on improving the durability of water assets by ensuring that the pond or lake or tank is not encroached upon and that the watershed, so the critical for the drainage to be secured, is not destroyed. Okay. This also requires source sustainability by ensuring that water source, be it a river, lake, well, is recharged and is not polluted either by the excreta dumped on the land or by wastewater from households that now have toilets and taps. The fact is, 80% of the water supplied to households is discharged as wastewater. In rural households, sanitation programs focus on building toilets which use minimal water. Most of the wastewater is in the form of grey water, defined as wastewater from all human uses like bathing, washing clothes, washing utensils other than toilets, which is discharged into the open. This grey water creates pools of water and breeding grounds for vectors and other diseases and becomes another source of contamination for groundwater and surface water. This is why grey water management, to reuse that used water for cultivation or for recharging groundwater, is key to source sustainability. This is water to water, not waste to waste. But the most important learning is that unless communities are involved, water supply programs will remain dysfunctional, indeed broken. The problem lies in the fact that land and water bureaucracies are fractured. Somebody owns the pond, another agency the drain, yet another the catchment. Water security requires this to change, means giving much greater control over the water structures to the local community by deepening democracy and through devolution of powers is then the answer to water management. This has to be the next game changer in our quest to supply clean water to all. Our water future is about our water wisdom, and in this, we must recognize that water and culture go together. Water shortage is not about mere failure of the rain, it's about the failure of society to live and share its water endowment. In the context of water supply to rural communities, what is the passage defining that zero-sum game? That zero-sum game was here. This zero. Successive governments have failed to prioritize water supply projects effectively. Despite efforts to provide clean water, the number of villages with access to clean water has decreased over time. Okay, the number of villages with access, okay. Cost of building and maintaining water infra exceeds the benefits. Competition among government agencies for this and that. Your answer, please. Har Har Mahadev. Atul, good evening, brother. Probably live class, the demo class must be 1 or 2, and then the classes go on the app. You are welcome. Probably 1 or 2, not more than that. Exactly. I read that twice. The previous line says, experience shows that even as water supply has reached villages, the number of villages that have again fallen into unreached category has grown. That means reached category has gone down. This is called the zero-sum game. So despite efforts to provide clean water, number of villages with access has decreased. That means unreached has increased. Great way of writing. All of the following scenarios are in line with the author's approach to a sustainable water supply system except your answer first. Rural community, because I'm also solving it live, takes ownership of watershed, takes ownership. Okay, all of these are in line except, thank you. Your answers, please, then I will define mine. No, Nancy, quick. Author's approach. Vaishnavi, exactly. Rural community takes ownership of water management. So yes, they have marked it. The community must have to play the role. It's about the failure of society to live and share water. So society also must take that responsibility, not just those. So rural community takes ownership of watershed management, implementing rules to protect it from pollution. Okay, it should be society also there. Household coalition installs grey water recycling systems, reusing wastewater for gardening, reducing strain. Yes, that grey water must be reused, not for this, but for that. This is why grey water management, to reuse that water for cultivation of a recharging groundwater. That is also correct. The local water governance council empowers local community members to participate in decision making for sustainable water management practices. Local water governance council, community members, all of them must work together because they have said they have this. Just let me show you. That line is also, unless communities are involved, unless water supply will remain dysfunctional. Land and water, okay, so that line. Somebody owns the pond, another agency owns the drain. Chivalrous. Another agency owns the drain. Reuse, to use the water again. To use water again. Another owns the catchment. It has to change. Control over the water structures to local community by deepening democracy, their participation, and through devolution of powers is this. Local governance council empowers community members to participate democracy for the people, by the people. That is also correct. Municipalities swiftly install taps in all homes, allocating resources for widespread coverage. Installing taps in all homes won't solve the problem. So I think D should be, it went unattempted. Rest of those seem there. Thank God. What's the meaning of the word devolution? Quite easy, I think. You can mark. Quite easily. Regain, replay, revision, evolution, devolution. Quick. If you deepen democracy, give authority to the public, it won't show evolution of powers, evolve, devolve. Absolutely. Transfer of authority, not to evolve to a higher level, but to a lower level. Devolution. That's it. Need not read the other options. Last but not the least. Which of the following correctly identifies the tense used in the last paragraph? Where is the last paragraph? But the thing is that the problem lies, water security requires, he goes to school, the sun rises in the east. Absolutely, simple present. Only one was quite tricky, rest of those are bearable, no objection. recklessly extravagant or wasteful in the use of resources, austere, profligate, mendicant, hedonist. Elimination. Yep. Aurangzeb, the austere. Austere defines someone who is strictly following what he thinks is correct. Maybe as a saint also, maybe as a dictator also. So it doesn't define extravagant or wasteful in terms of resources. Profligate exactly is this. Mendicant, the one who lives by begging. Hedonist, who thinks pleasure is the most important thing in life. Seeking pleasures. Pellucid. I think all of us know lucid. Nancy, I didn't get you. C for which question? Lucid, clear, pellucid, clear, synonym, transparent, clear, done. Let's go. Opaque is the opposite. Pithy, using few words in writing. Plethora is a huge amount of something, not at all related. Okay, I forgot this. 25. How is that possible? Seriously. I remember I clicked it. Quick. Nancy, it'll take time. Excuse me, beta. Leave that. Quick, everyone. Effective money management is a crucial skill that empowers individuals to attain financial stability and achieve their long-term goals. Involves smart blank space of financial resources. No, 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 no. Evolution, devolution, it was about authority. They should not take all the decisions by themselves. They should transfer the authority to people. Democracy was the word. So no gradual decay, democracy, or deterioration, democracy. Nancy, thanks for remembering that. Quick. You know, financial resources, you work somewhere, you get 50,000 rupees. After 10 years, you have savings of probably 10 lakh rupees. Now, effective money management is a crucial skill that empowers people to attain financial stability and achieve your long-term goals. It involves smart dislocation. After the word smart, I won't pick any negative word such. Presentation. Why would I present my money to someone? Motivation. For money, motivation. Allocation. Yes. Where should I put what fraction of money or sort of money? Probably I'll be investing in this, I'll be investing in that, I'll be keeping some for this, some that. Allocation of money, the most appropriate choice. I clicked it, but probably it left. By creating a realistic budget, individuals can gain a clear overview of their income and expenses. Blank space, informed decisions on spending and saving. Financial allocation, exactly. Training, informed decisions. Working, enabling. Sailing. Quick. Obviously, not training those decisions, not sailing those decisions. Work is to make somebody work. I won't be making those decisions work. No, no, no. Enabling. Now I can take those decisions, how to spend, where to spend, how to save, where to, what to save and such. Enable, make something happen. Now I can decide everything such. Uh, Prioritizing needs over wants, avoiding impulsive purchases, seeking out cost-effective alternatives contribute to wise money management. Furthermore, investing wisely in assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate can help grow wealth over time. Regularly assessing blank space financial plans ensures adaptability. Creating, okay, the previous line is regularly checking and then blank space your financial plans. Adaptability. Quick, I have a class at 7. No, Vaishnavi, you already have invested in stock market, bonds, real estate. You have to check regularly. For example, you know this, invested in, say, stock market, and that share is going down, and I don't check anything, I'll be bagging one day, mendicant. So as per that, I have to regularly check. And if there is anything, I must change my plan. That's what adaptability is to those changing circumstances. Changing, not creating, not folding, overlapping, changing, adjusting. Enough money management not only prevents debt accumulation and financial stress, but also paves the way for future financial independence and the ability to blank space unexpected expenses. No, we would never generate unexpected expenses. If your management is appropriate about money and finance, it'll prevent debt accumulation. Debt won't be there for you. Financial stress, but will give you a way in the future to handle those unexpected expenses, to manage those unexpected expenses, to go ahead of those unexpected expenses. They won't create any problem for you then. Entertain, I won't be considering. Integrate, no, no, no. Unexpected expenses should not be entertained, should not be integrated, will never ever, ever generate, can navigate through them, can go beyond, transcend, can go par, skip, manage, deal with those unexpected expenses. To cut the sinews of Achilles. I don't know I was correct or not. That was in Hindi, they say Tir mein tukka. Totally new. I was not aware of this. I don't even remember what I answered, which went correct. Achilles heel, I remember that vulnerable point. Okay. To act decisively in battle, to cut the sinews of Achilles, to eliminate someone's key, probably to cut the sinews, anything, of the king. To, yes, probably I answered this, and that is the answer. Let's see this. This idiom comes from Greek mythology and means to destroy the essential strength or vulnerability of someone or something. Exactly. I took 300 seconds for this, probably because of some call or something. Remember this. Cut the sinews of Achilles is to eliminate someone's, the opposition, that king, key strength or advantage. That is probably wrong from their side. Probably. To rob Peter to pay Paul. Those who understand Hindi, you have a proverb such, Tis Maar Khan, Robin Hood, taking money from the wealthy, giving it to the poor. So that is that idiom. I don't think so they are correct. But Leo, how? Hey dear. I answered C. I will still answer C. I don't agree to this. C, the description. Remember, they are saying to solve one problem by creating another. Problems. But rob Peter is not about problems, it's about taking money from someone and to pay. Pay is not at all related to problems. See the description. This idiom means take from one area to cover a shortfall in another. No. Yes, that is correct. The company is borrowing from one account to cover another. I may be wrong, nobody is perfect, but rob Peter and pay Paul is not this. Excuse me, I'll check this later. Rob Peter to pay Paul. It's all about payment. It's not about problems. Take something from one person to pay another. Discharge a debt to incur another. To borrow from Peter to pay Paul. To take from one person to another. About debt, incur, not about problems. Rudyard Kipling's income redistribution. Okay, that's Cambridge. Straight. Cambridge. To borrow money from one person to pay back money you borrowed from someone else. So I don't think so it will define some problem creation part or anything such. Sorry. Actually, the options are not that precise in my opinion. Out of elimination, that can be considered. To redistribute wealth fairly, no. Generously, no. Collect money from multiple sources, not appropriate. No, no correct answer. Cambridge. I have a class, all of you. What should I say and do? 45 questions left. Let me drop a message there. I come in a minute. Dropping a message there in the class. Okay. Here we go. Determining the precise time of death, known as the postmortem interval (PMI), is a daunting task in the realm of forensic science. Despite its portrayal in fiction, where medical examiners seemingly unravel the mystery with ease, the reality is far more complex and challenging. Upon discovery of a corpse, numerous factors come into play that can complicate the estimation of the PMI. Environmental conditions, temperature, humidity, exposure to the elements can significantly affect the rate of decomposition. Warmer climates, decomposition progresses more rapidly. Colder environments, process may be delayed. Additionally, the presence of insects, other scavengers accelerate decomposition, further confounding the estimation of the PMI. Forensic pathologists employ a variety of methods and techniques to approximate the time of death, often relying on a combination of physical observations and scientific analysis. External indicators like rigor mortis, stiffening of muscles after death, lividity, pooling of blood in the lowest part of the body temperature provide valuable clues that can help narrow down the time frame in which death occurred. However, these indicators are not always reliable, as their onset progression can be influenced by numerous variables. Cases where external indicators are insufficient, forensic scientists may turn to more advanced techniques like forensic entomology and biochemical analysis. By studying the presence and development of insect species on the body, entomologists can estimate the time of colonization, providing valuable insights into the PMI. Similarly, biochemical analysis of bodily fluids and tissues can yield valuable information about the metabolic processes occurring after death, aiding the estimation of the PMI. Despite the advancements in forensic science, estimating the time of death remains an inherently uncertain endeavor. Each case presents the own set of challenges and variables, making it impossible for a precise and definitive answer in every instance. Forensic experts must carefully evaluate all available evidence, weighing the strengths and limitations of each method to arrive at the most accurate estimate possible. Which approach is essential for forensic experts to employ in order to derive the most precise estimation? Only depend on physical observations. One method, astrology, all evidence. Quick. Obviously, why so time we are taking? Exclusively, he mentioned n number of factors that vary over there. So not one singular exclusive. Astrology is not there. All evidence, all factors, all variables must be checked. Sentence. In cases where external indicators are insufficient, scientists may turn to more advanced techniques like this and that. Quick answers, please. Time is running. I have another class. Unanimous answer, please. What? In cases where external indicators are sufficient, it's obviously dependent on that. What is their answer? Two sentences are there, can't be simple, compound. How? No, that is a mismatch. That is a mismatch. See what was asked and what is defined. What was asked, identify the correct type of sentence used. Okay. Simple, complex, compound and such. See the solution. Passage clearly mentions that external, that was not asked. A is incorrect because passage mentions external indicators, but that was simple sentence in option A. B is incorrect because passage indicates, but that was complex sentence in option B. D is incorrect, but that was E is incorrect. My goodness. We don't have option E. That is a mismatch, no problem. The answer must be complex. And the topper got it correct. How? No, one question deducted from the toppers. That is complex. No. You have two sentences. This is dependent on that. In cases where they are insufficient, they turn to this and that. So they don't always turn to that. When or where these indicators are insufficient, they have to turn to that. Complex sentence. Nope, 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 nope. The description you can quite easily see. Primary focus of the passage. Quick. Yes. exploring various stages of decomposition, discussing the complexities involved in the estimation, highlighting the importance of pathology, comparing different methods. Chivalrous, maturity. Thank you, Beta. Yes, the whole passage is discussing the problems involved in the estimation of PMI. Maybe because of this, maybe because of that. So I didn't read, to be honest. I may be wrong. We'll check. Exploring various stages of decomposition is not the main thing. But yes, the problems involved in the estimation of because of this, that, yes, they have. Yes. Which of the following has the meaning daunting? I'm sure you know this. Quick. Yes. Intimidate, daunting, annoying, threatening, intimidating. Exhilarate is happy. Invigorate is women vigor. Happy, fresh, soothing. Opposite. Intimidate. Okay, quick. The manager promised the team a bonus. The manager promised the team bonus. Past and definite. Is promised. Is promised. Had been promised. Was promised. Just one past and definite. My friend always says that his grandma tells us the most interesting stories. Exactly. My friend says my grandma told. No, no, no. That is says in the indirect narration, and that is present indefinite. So will remain present indefinite. No past indefinite tells the, but this is said. When that was says. No, 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 no. Only two options. Now, my friend says his grandma, or my friend says my grandma is a better choice. I hope that was nipped in the bud. Don't you remember 231 and 123? I and Azad. There should be negativity here. Otherwise, I and he are friends. No, he and I are friends. Embarked on a road trip, chasing the sunset. That's all positive. And in the positive sense, we don't follow 1, 2, 3. We follow 1, 2, 3 is used for negative things. 2, 3, 1 for positive things. I and Azad, 1, 3 for negativity, but we are going on a trip, so that's nothing negative. Azad and I, like he and I, fractionally done. Need not check or read the others. However, you should in the examinations, but in real life. Neither the manager nor the manager were available. Absolutely. Neither nor takes verb as per the nearest term or the second term. So manager were, no, manager was. Correct use of article the. Correct use of article the. See, we climbed the Mount Everest, but that's the name and proper nouns don't take an article. The Lake Superior, but that's the name, proper nouns don't take an article. The lake, that's a proper noun. But I remember the Himalayas, mountain ranges, the Alps, mountain ranges. For a plural noun, common noun, you can put the article. For proper nouns, we don't put the articles. The Alps, the Himalayas, the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats, that's appropriate. He cut the log into smaller pieces. Quicker than the quickest. I have a class, please, everyone. The Netherlands, yep. He cut the log piece of wood into smaller pieces. Carpenter lifted the log, same. Fire burned the log, same. Carried the log to the truck, same. They kept a log of their daily activities, writing everyday activities. That's not the same log. So that's the homonym using the word. Parajumbles, Oliveboard, asking pretty good. Quick, please. The Code of Hammurabi is a well-preserved code of ancient Mesopotamia, dating to about 1754. That was my mistake. It consists of 282 laws with scaled punishments based on the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth is one of its most famous directives. Legal text. This was inscribed on a massive stone. Many of the laws deal with matters of contract like this or that. It is one of the oldest writings of, okay. D cannot be the last one because it's not even the last one. Quick, please. No, I agree that's not that easy, so that we can do this quickly. I made a mistake, may make a mistake again. The code of this, dating about this. Probably the answer was CADB. Yes. With this easy, okay. The code of this is a code. Okay. This legal text showing that code. This legal text, that code, was inscribed on a massive stone and placed in a public place for everyone to see. Still defining that code, the singular noun, it consists of 282 laws with scaled punishments based on this or this or this or that. However, it has a number of laws, so the best keyword should be these laws, plural noun. Many of the laws, plural noun. A will take D after that. Elimination, please. AD, AD, AD. In just one option, we have AD, and that is appropriate. The code, the legal text, consists of 282 laws. Many of the laws deal with this or that. AD. Now, wasn't wrong. The code, it consists of, not bad. Okay, I made a mistake in this one. I thought in Hong Kong where this and that is this. Now I got the keyword foods like spam, butter, cheese, and all. Now we were talking about spam throughout the passage. I thought, is the starting one available in just one? And I still think so, but the answer is a better choice. In the Philippines, spam was an expensive commodity. Sorry. After the Second World War, casual statement bringing that topic of discussion. After the Second World War, spam's popularity waned in Europe, but remained hugely popular in Asia Pacific. Okay. In Philippines, that was expensive. Okay. Its price and were a part of its appeal, having these affluence. So defining after the Second World War, its popularity waned in Europe, but became popular in Asia Pacific, in Philippines, there, in Hong Kong. Probably would do wrong in the actual examination also. Can't be so quick. That was so easy. Pretend you are in a class and your teacher gives you an assignment. She gives you this or that. Obviously, starting with A and ending up at C, you end up A. Pretend you are in a class. Your teacher gives you an assignment in which you have to do this or that. B. She gives you dog images to this or that. D. Excited for the challenge. You begin doing something. You end up doing that. So easy. You are requested to submit all your assignments. Hmm. No, 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 chivalrous. You are requested is already passive. Let your assignments be submitted is already passive. We need it active, not passive. Will you submit? Request. Please kindly submit. That is also a form of request. Kindly submit your pending assignments. Last but not the least. The park ranger said to the visitors, don't feed the wild animals. Thank you. He forbade them from? No, you forbade someone to do something. To do. Forbade is already negative. Why not again? No assertive sense. He forbade me to go there. That's all I had from my side. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe. And yes, before I leave, must show you the same, that you can take benefit of the sale along with 2 new batches for tier 2. Yep, can use the code FEST and grab flat 40% off and 2 times validity. And yes, can make use of these 2 new batches for foundation and for tier 2. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe, everybody. See you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Bubbly. Thank you, Shivalrus. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you, Saloni. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you, Nancy. And all of you here. Thank you so much, Isha. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you. Thank you.